Hello, football enthusiasts. Welcome to Blaqsport Podcast. I am your host, like always, Insonet Uche, and I'm still here on the streets of Ballon. A whole lot's actually making the waves in the social media with the talk surrounding Yamal, and you have the likes of Dembele. You also have Salah in the picture. You also have Rafinha in the picture. So the Ballon d'Or is heating up in the ratings. We're gonna dive into that, but first, there's an important thing that is hitting the streets. Like you all know, it's about Manchester United, about how Rúben Amorim went through, tussles of last season, joining Manchester United on the mid-season, and yet ended up 15th, but actually crashed out on the final of Europa. And right now, Manchester United isn't going to have any European competition next season, and Rúben is here to assemble the Avengers. I will be in on the discussion. It's going to be Steve. So, Steve, I'll say welcome to Blaqsport Podcast.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
I know it is. I'll be honest with you. If you go online, you know that it's not about Yamal, it's not about Cristiano Ronaldo, and today is about the final as well. That's going to be between Portugal and Spain, and we also have to discuss also concerning Manchester United, Rúben's tactics, the way forward, the transfer window, and what are we expecting coming in the 2005-2006 season, and where do you see Manchester United in that in all this overview, in the sense that they're not going to be playing European competition. So first, before I dive into that, how would you rate Rúben Amorim in joining mid-season, having a terrible time in the United in his short spell? How would you rate that performance so far?
Right, thank you very much for inviting me. First of all, he had a bad season.
Yeah,
he had a bad start to life in Manchester, so it was horrible. We all saw it.
I like you. Obviously, it's horrible.
It was horrible. We all saw saw the games.
Yeah.
He joined in November, which was, everybody was like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's hope.
Okay.
I think there's hope. I think there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, you think there's light at the end of the tunnel? Yeah. At the end of the tunnel. Now, let me get a little bit more serious now. What would you say, if you look at the Manchester United team as a whole, what would you say for you to have a chance to progress, like you're going to do in the coming season? What is a single thing you think that Rúben has improved the team since he joined?
Right, I'll say the only problem I have with United team at the moment is the defensive setup.
Okay.
That's the only problem. At the moment, Amorim's team has made double the chances Ten Hag team made.
Okay.
Goal scoring chances, I mean. They made double the chances. So,
is it about making the chances or actually scoring it?
Yeah, I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
So, they've made double chances than Ten Hag's team.
Okay.
Right? But they didn't have finishers. You know what I mean? They didn't have finishers. So, with the recruitments he's made, Kunha already in, Obuemo coming in.
Yeah.
That's two good forwards.
Okay.
Who could actually change the goal scoring issues for them. You know what I mean? So if they can have those two guys and a new striker up front, I think they're going to be doing really well next season. So it's going to be good for United next season. That's my opinion.
If I actually get all you're saying, you think that it has to do with more of a defensive side in
like I said,
he's playing always five defenders.
Exactly. That's why I said it's a big problem I have with his setup, the defensive setup. But if we want to go by what I know about Rúben,
let's talk about what he's done.
Exactly. No,
he's not.
I'm going somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
What I know about Rúben and Sporting.
Okay.
Transiting down to Manchester United.
Yeah.
Rúben has always been playing three at the back.
Okay.
Then on the right side, he used a left-footed right wing back and a left-footed 10.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
A left-footed 10, right 10. And on the left side, he uses a left-footed left wing back and a right-footed left 10.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? So he has more attacking prowess from the right side. So let's take for instance Mbeumo comes in.
Okay.
He's definitely feeling
Aisha's gonna come.
100%, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Okay, carry on.
So he comes in, he fills in the right 10, and you have someone like Ahmad playing the right wing back, of which that's where he's done the most job. That's where he's done better up last season.
Okay.
You might dispute it, but
Alright.
if you want to go by stats, go by goals scored, go by his performance off the bench, starting the game, he's always done better in right wing back last season under Amorim.
Alright.
So, like I said, I have a problem with his defensive setup, but I think it boils down to the players he's got at hand at the moment.
Okay, now if we actually have to talk about the situation why we didn't kind of progress so much this season, moving from the 17 down to 15 at the last game. I think United is not scoring goals. So if we could say that the problem is the defense, you need goals to win. And if you don't have those goals,
if you get me clear, like what I said previously, I said I have a problem.
Okay, with
the defensive setup.
All right,
that's my major problem. And then I said, United under Amorim compared to Ten Hag, United has made double chances.
Well,
it's there in the stats.
What do you mean
double chances?
What do you mean double chances? Let me check.
We've missed small goals even.
Do you know that under Ten Hag, Rasmus had a couple of it ended like 14 goals
last season?
Like 14 goals. I could remember he did double digits all round.
Do you think
all round?
Do you think Rasmus not scoring goals boils down to tactics?
No. We're coming to talk about individual stats about the players. Now, let's talk about you're talking about the double that they made double. It's not about the stats, it's about what we can see. We know that Rasmus got double digits last season.
Right.
Okay. Now,
so what's stopping him from making double digits?
We're going to come to that. We know that Garnacho had a wonderful season last season. We can actually say that, arguably.
Right.
Yeah.
Now. So what happened? What happened to Garnacho this season? Do you know? Garnacho had the chance to score more than 20 goals this season for United.
No. We're going to come to. Let's talk about the numbers first. We're talking about the numbers now. Our attacking form was a little bit more consistent and little than it is in this season. This past that just left. How many if you check the front line, Ahmad had a couple of goals last season as compared to this season.
He had more this season.
When we talk about overall goal involvement, last season he was better. He even had the best goal of the Puska Award. That goal, was fantastic.
Do you mean Garnacho or Ahmad?
I mean Garnacho. I'm talking about Garnacho.
You mentioned Ahmad.
Garnacho had a wonderful season. And why I thought that this past one would be a little bit more for him to shine more and blossom. Now, Rasmus, showed promising. Yes, he had some injuries. That's coming in. He's gonna be double what he did, but he actually plumped. Now, the only aspect I will see is Ahmad was the only part that he actually joined towards the end of the season and shows light towards the end of the season. And under this season, he actually blossomed very, very well. He's only one person individually, but when it comes to the attack up front, what they did, nothing. The only person that I would think that has been consistent, which we all know that is not even a conversation for anybody, is Bruno. Is the man that given us 7.5 rating every season, which he delivered this season as well. If you look at it, you need goals for you to win games. Let's remove the defense out of this. How can Rúben transform this squad that is not creative? There's difference between there's not creative enough to create opportunities to score. Fine, we can naturally time it down to we have a very poor conversion rate, which what I've been saying.
That was a problem. That was a problem. The conversion rate. That's what I've just said. So the problem for me is the conversion rate. I don't see us not creating chances. We do.
We do.
Bruno do. Right? We create chances, but we miss goals. And how do we miss goals? The guys firing up front.
Even Bruno
he missed goals. To be fair, right? It's normal for players to miss goals. It's normal. You can miss goals, but
how many are you creating?
When it becomes too consistent, and then you miss one up there, and the team scores you. It drops your morale.
So like the only goal they scored in Europa was their only chance on target.
Exactly.
Was the only goal that Spurs scored in the final of Europa.
Exactly. Then how many chances did United make?
It's crazy. It's crazy because.
So what are we not saying? Does that boils down to the coach, or it boils down to the guys on the pitch?
Okay.
So that's why I said. Right. With where United's recruitment is going, I think United is going to do much, much, much better next season.
But you haven't answered my question. Yeah. What had Rúben actually improved in this squad that actually make us? Yes, we've seen something. He's done this. We've done this right. He's on the right path. What exactly has it been good at that made us? Oh, let's give him the job.
Right. Like I said, it started really bad.
You can't pick one for me.
No,
honestly, I bet you can't. You can't pick one single thing that you said for me, right, has been doing great since his arrival. That yes, he's good for the job. You can't mention one single thing he has done in the team that you said that these have made the team better. These have made the team to be more good.
We have played more better. Like our style of play has changed. We look like we're challenging, but the problem we have at the moment is the personalities we have.
What do you mean we look like we're challenging?
We look like we're playing football now, like we are fighting to win something.
Okay, guy. Okay, fine. Let me
but the problem I keep saying we have is the personalities who are going to do the job.
What do you mean? Do you know kind of the teams actually won us in that won United and
every team did.
So now tell me what exactly when you mean that the team like a team that can compete. Everybody is walking into that team knowing that they're coming to win United. It's not as if they can't compete. They're not competing.
I will tell you for a fact, right? I know, like I said.
Yeah.
He's had a horrible season.
Okay.
He's had a horrible start. But this is one. I will tell you this.
Okay, this is gonna be.
This is one person that I have watched. To be fair, that I have watched after the time of Ose. I'm not talking about Ten Hag now.
Yeah.
This is one person I have watched and I have said, this guy is going to do something.
Okay.
Despite how bad it is.
All right.
I can't. At the moment, to be fair, I can't pinpoint and say, oh, it's improved this department. It's done this. It's done that.
I love that.
One thing I'll say for sure is he's lacked personalities. He came in with a absolutely different philosophy, and he's stubborn about it.
Yes,
that's one thing I like as well.
Yeah, okay, it's good.
He's stubborn about it. The reason I said I like it as well is because
he knows what
Ten Hag came. When Ten Hag came, he came with his philosophy. Played first game, second game. It was going well. Like we are like, oh, these guys are playing good football. They are playing well now. But we were not winning games. So he tried to win. He changed his whole everything. Let me go back to what you can do. Okay, let me go back to what this man can do. Let me go back to what this man can do. And what happened at the end of the day? He got sacked.
But he won games.
He won games. That's what I'm saying. But he got sacked.
He actually came close. He won finals.
Two trophies.
He won finals.
That's what I'm saying.
He lost finals also.
He won 2 trophies.
Yeah.
He got sacked. Because these same boys, I think they are too comfortable. So this man being stubborn with his philosophy, saying this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
And I'm happy the board is backing him. Give him this season and see what happens. If by give or take January we are still a mess, he should be getting out of there.
Okay. And just for me to add.
And one thing I have to say, about the recruitment, I keep hearing people saying, oh, Amorim's signing. Or we're trying to sign players who's going to fit Amorim's system or whatever. But in my opinion, right, I don't see Koeman like a signing being just for one system. I'm not seeing Ubwemo being a signing just for one system.
Okay.
So these are players that if we move on with this coach, a new coach can use them.
So we can actually dive into the transfer market and what's the business that United is actually doing at the moment. Kunha is actually landed into the team and he has opened doors for more to come, like Buemo to join, in which he said he's 100% sure that he's going to join United.
I'm sure he will join. I'm sure.
Okay, so if we have a Buemo right now joining the squad, how do you picture the front line to look like? What are you looking for? Are you thinking about us? Do we still need a striker, or are we going to work with Erasmus, or do you think United at this moment we need a striker to support this transformation that is going on?
Yes. I don't think a club like United should be suffering with a striker like Rasmus
and
Zexi. Zexi, the highest goal he scored in a season, all his career, is 11 goals. In a season.
Yeah. Okay.
He did that for Bologna. He was the highest goal scorer in Bologna with 11 goals. That's funny to me because, you know what I mean?
11 goals. Yeah, I know.
Yes. Højlund, Rasmus Højlund.
He's a kid. Come on, he's a kid. At 21, how many goals were all these players scoring? At 21 goals, how many goals was Ken scoring?
We don't need a kid at the moment. Let's put it as
exactly. Yeah, we can agree.
We don't need a kid at the moment.
We can agree that there's been a mistake already on the business of bringing a
kid to come lead the front line. So yeah. I want to take. Yeah, I'll cut him some slack. He's a kid. No problem. Right. We don't need a kid at the moment.
Yeah. So he should be a backup.
I think. Yeah. United should try. Make sure they get either Victor Osimhen or
Victor going Saudi.
Saudi.
Yeah, still going to Saudi, and we only have now
Victor Gyökeres. Yeah. So they should just take care of Gyökeres.
Okay. If he wants to come.
Because if he wants to come, yes.
He wants to play Champions League football.
Yeah. But the last time I saw
his skin
on the news, he was like saying he's not bothered about Champions League football. Is not a deal breaker for him.
Okay.
Yeah, so United still have opportunity to try in the market for him. You know what I mean? But United absolutely needs a striker.
Okay, now this brings me to what we have been discussing on social media, which has been making a whole lot of interaction, which has to do with Bruno Fernandes. Now, Bruno Fernandes already said that he actually talked to Rúben about a deal from the Saudi Al Hilal, and he talked severally, and with my own knowledge, what he said is that Rúben tried to talk him out of it many times before he gave him, okay, he can speak to them. All right, good. And he also went to the board to say, how these people brought a deal for us, should I take it? And the board said, no, we don't want to sell you at the moment, but if you want to go, you're free to go. And it now goes around, and before he spoke to his wife, they talked about having a whole discussion about the whole thing, and it's really quite a whole tempting for a 30-year-old not to turn down the deal, and he finally decides to stay. That he's no longer going to move in. It was a win-win. Now, let me actually talk to you on this. Don't you see there's a pattern here that our captain of Manchester United, is actually looking for an okay to leave the club?
An okay to leave the club?
An okay, because he doesn't want to leave that he's the one that wants it. He doesn't want to push the blame that he's the one that actually wanted to go out. For your manager to countlessly not once tell you to stay, and you're still asking, that means you're already on the negotiating table. And for you to actually go to the board to ask, can I leave? And they say that at this point we don't have any issue with money, but if you want to leave, you can leave. So which means if the club said you can go, you could have walked. Now it's going to be that he's the one that chose to leave, which will be a bad press for him, and he's choose to stay. I don't want that kind of captain.
No, I think he did the right thing. Do you want him to stay?
Now, that deal coming on the table started from the option that you said, if United wants to sell me, I'm ready to go. Where is that coming from?
Exactly. If you don't want me anymore, I'm ready to go.
No. We just finished a tournament that we lost, and a part of what you're saying is that if they wants to, why would that come into a conversation? No, why would it be a conversation?
Let me ask a question. Did he say this in a press conference? Did United want to sell me? I'm ready to
He
go.
said that he's
in a press conference.
Yes.
If United wants to sell me.
If they want to sell him to raise money.
It's a question, sorry. Yeah?
Yes.
He said in a press conference. Yes. If United wants to sell me, I'm ready to go. Was that his response to a question?
No, this is the question.
Was that a response to a question?
No,
he's just said it.
He said if United wants to sell me to raise money, that he's ready to actually do that.
Right. If United wants to sell me to raise money is coming from Al, and that money is going to, for me personally, right? Yeah. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but I keep thinking. I said, this guy should have gone. We kind of need the money. We kind of need the money because I know for a fact, I know United fans. I was saying to a friend and I said, Anna should get ready, his wife, Anna Pinho, is that not her name?
Yeah.
Should get ready. If I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's a good player, consistent and all that. But if he drops form for 6 games in a row,
Yeah.
I know United fans.
He could have been.
They will come for him like serious and hard. And the wife who said, "No, I love Manchester, I don't believe. Old Trafford, take me home, take me home." I swear to God, she's gonna say, "We should have gone. We should have gone. We should have gone." But for a fact, like you asked a question, like if you did the right thing, or you don't want that kind of a captain. Well. I know it might sound like commitment issues. Oh, I would love to go if you want me to go.
Yeah, you should. You're not committed.
Go.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to go if you want me to go.
No,
but then, I still don't want to like throw him under the bus to say, "Oh, I don't want this kind of a guy." Why would you have that kind of a thought in the first place?
Our captain left us before. It's not the first time. Young left us.
We've lost players. That's not the problem. We've lost great players.
Exactly. So
even in their peak and prime.
So right, why should it be different?
But I don't want to see it that way to say, "Oh, I just want to take it as it was in a press conference."
Okay, well, just
and a journalist asked the question,
okay,
will you leave Manchester United if you get an offer or something?
Exactly.
What do you expect him to say?
Okay.
You know why? Players don't predict futures these days.
Yeah.
What if after he says, "No, I'm not leaving," and then we go back in the dressing room and there's a meeting and said, "You haven't put up for sale."
Okay.
What would you say?
All right. Now you know what he did. Now is the question was thrown to him. He threw it back to the management. Now, what the management do? This is not gonna at the press conference. This is about the negotiation itself.
Yeah.
You went to the management, and management told you that we don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
But if you want to leave,
you can leave.
We also leave. So now,
if you want to leave, you can leave. Don't you think? Himself, he doesn't want to leave. That's why he stayed.
Okay, no.
Because if for instance, right, I'm working in a company, and a bigger one is coming for me and is saying, "Oh, I've got all these incentives for you if you come to our company," and I meet my boss, I said, "This is what I've got on my table. What do you think?" And he says to me, "Oh, if you want to leave, you can leave." I'll leave. I've got something more better.
Yeah.
I've seen everywhere it's good. You know what I mean? I'll leave, but it takes my loyalty and should I say
he's only put it
commitment for me to say no at that point.
Yeah. Although it is quite a big deal. Okay. Let's also be on record that it is a big deal to turn that offer. It's really juicy.
It is.
For a 30-year-old to turn that is really juicy.
31-year-old now.
Yeah, so it is difficult to turn it down, but that doesn't take away that there was a commitment issues at that point. That doesn't take away that there was
I don't think there's a commitment issue.
There should be.
If there's a commitment issue,
why would you even go to the board? Why don't you end the deal at the table? No, why wouldn't you?
I think you did it right.
No, why wouldn't you?
Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. You know, footballers, they are more like a brand.
Okay.
He has his agents.
All right.
And management team.
That's business.
Doing all this, right? Man, I believe among the management team, there are some of them who are currently disappointed at the moment.
They didn't take that deal. Yeah.
Yes. I believe.
That's a fact.
We just missed mega money.
But how will you feel that your captain is on negotiating table like that?
Is there no captain in the world that is on the negotiation table?
Yeah, we have series of one that doesn't want to be on the negotiation table. No, I don't want to leave. I love my club. You have series of Gerrard. No, I'm not actually doing this. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
That's different personality. Different. Did people come for Gerrard? They did. Yeah. Clubs went for him, but he said no.
Yeah,
that's his own. Clubs came for. Alila came for Bruno and he said no. So what's the difference?
All right. So let's put it that way that he actually turned it down. Now let's talk about his style of play. We have been talking about this online where I keep saying that we need a creative midfielder because it's obvious.
Bruno is a creative midfielder.
Now, let's come to that. What's the point of you being a creative midfielder that does not reflect on goals for other players apart from just you benefiting? What is the need of you being the sole source of every single ball that goes to the strikers, but yet the strikers are being starved. Cristiano Ronaldo had 100 goals as of 22nd of April 2022, and Bruno's contribution to that is just only 1. And he left. We have Vost that actually came, and yet you just saw that he didn't have nothing to offer. Rasmus. So there is a pattern here already showing itself that he is not a good provider to these players, to these strikers. He's not a good provider to the Estes. It's obvious. If we have 3 that already passed through his midfield that doesn't get all those passes. You can say that yes, Rasmus poor positioning, Voss poor positioning. Would you also say that to Ronaldo?
Right. Bruno Fernandes. There was a time, I can't remember actually, but I think the only midfielder surpassing him with assists was Kevin De Bruyne. So who scored those goals?
Wait, let me come down. When you talk about assists, it's obvious to know that the highest assists Bruno has ever given to us in a single campaign is 12. And this last season is the only season in his career that he has more goals, more assists than a goal. And what's
who's scoring the goals when you say he's not creating? That's my question.
That's what I'm saying. He's actually giving these goals might actually be Dalot. It might actually be your strikers does not get the ball. That is the point.
When the strikers are not being productive,
that is
they are not scoring. Do you know how many assists?
So you think Ronaldo is not productive?
Yeah. Do you know how many assists Bruno would have garnered for himself within last 2 seasons and last season?
Bro, let's be real. No cap. Now,
we are struggling as a team. We are struggling as a team, and the only person who keeps picking us out from the mud is Bruno.
No.
He creates more chances, and this guy's missing chances.
What do you mean miss chances?
They miss chances.
A striker, no.
Go and check out big chances missed.
Let's talk about big chances missed. Let's talk about this.
Whose fault is it?
As a striker in a pitch, how can in a striker your Bruno is having more shot on goal than a striker? Rasmus some matches has none. Sometimes one. He has no single pass inside the box. Come on, what are you saying?
Does Rasmus know how to shoot a ball? Answer me. Or you tell me he's a kid.
So are you telling me, do you know that first season go watch his highlights? This boy scored from outside the box, in the box. He was phenomenal.
I want to see the goal from outside the box.
He shows he has quality already. The problem is we said that he lacks positioning. So Ronaldo also lacks positioning, that he got nothing from him.
Rasmus scored a goal from outside the box for Manchester United. Which game?
This is not the first time, man, bro.
He doesn't score from outside the box. He scores inside the box. Even the one from inside the box is lock.
Now, you can't score almost 14 goals in a season out of luck in all competition. It's not done anywhere.
The truth is, it's
not done anywhere.
Our goal scoring problem is not Bruno Fernandes' fault.
Good, but
as a matter of fact, he has been the one helping us out of those.
Because no.
Now go to our Just go to our expected goals, right?
Okay.
See how many is created by Bruno. Then figure for yourself how many assists this man would have had if these guys have scored goals.
Now we're looking at these numbers wrongly. Now the point I'm making is you have an assist. You have what? You have your goal and assist. How can you call yourself a creative midfielder whereby since you joined us, you are always having more goals and assists? Just Kevin De Bruyne, he's always have more assists than a goal. Now,
different profile for players.
I'm coming down.
Different team, and I believe if Bruno is playing for Man City, I believe he's going to have like too many assists. He's going to go to strike.
Do you know that Bruno has not created any tap-ins the same way Kevin De Bruyne gave Haaland lots of half goals? Bruno, how many half goals have Bruno created for Rasmus?
Do you know how Bruno plays? When he goes into the box, he raises his head. He's trying to shoot.
Exactly.
He's trying to score.
If you are
because he wants to go. Not everybody will have to go in and try to
exactly.
Not everybody will go in and do that.
If you are doing like this,
and Kevin De Bruyne does the same as well.
How can your striker?
So why would you say
score goals if you're always looking up? You shoot. You look up. You shoot. How can your striker score?
If I can find my striker positioning, bad positioning.
Match day, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Every single match you can still find your strikers.
No, hold on. Would you say the bad positioning from Zexi, who is never in the box, right? And the bad positioning from Rasmus, would you attribute that to Bruno's fault? If I'm a midfielder,
everybody, even Ronaldo,
if I'm a midfielder, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going into the box, I can't find my player. I'll try to score.
So no, that aside. Now, it's bad positioning. Your striker has got almost 20 games without a goal. He's struggling. You can see that over here. You get a penalty, you're taking it. Why are you taking those penalties? Tell me.
Who should take the penalties then? Who?
Your striker has gone 20 games.
Every team.
20. No. I know about that. I know
every team has a penalty taker.
Regardless.
Why is Nicolas Jackson not taking penalties for Chelsea?
But when your striker is on a goal drought, you need to his confidence to be upped. You need to give the guy. You need these goals, but you
need his confidence. You need his confidence.
You need him.
Right.
Please take the penalty and take not just one.
Right.
20 good games, no single goal for your striker, and you're happy taking all the penalties. Come on, man, bro.
Right. Did Chris Wood need penalties to?
He wasn't struggling. Now, let's go back.
Let's leave that.
Let's go back.
It's not about penalties or anything.
Marshall was on a goal drought. What happened? Bruno gave me a penalty to take. That's aside.
Probably he trusts
Rashford. How was it in the goal drought? What happened? He gave Rashi the penalty to take. Now remember, in the National League Cup or around the League Cup, whereby Bruno wasn't playing, Rasmus scored from the penalty box. He took the penalty and he played and he scored. Right. So what happens to this? A lovely captain from, please guy, you're really struggling. You need this to boost. Why are you competing for goals with your strikers? That's the problem.
No, I have to tell you this, right? Bruno wasn't in that game and Rasmus played the penalty. Now, I want to tell you something, yeah? In a team,
you sure he can score?
We are struggling. Hold on, please.
Yeah.
We are struggling, and we are in a difficult situation in the game, and we get a penalty. Maybe to make the first goal of the game, because most penalties we've always had as United. Most of the penalties we've had. Most of the penalties we've had. It's either we are 1-1 tied. We need one goal to make it 2-1.
It doesn't matter.
Hold on. Or the game is 0-0, we need one goal and we get a penalty. Do you know if he says Rasmus played that penalty and Rasmus missed that penalty, the coach will blame Bruno?
Come on.
He will because
what if he misses it?
Fair, they'll blame him.
Oh, so they can't blame Rasmus.
Nobody blames anybody else. You are the penalty taker for the team.
Oh man,
he's the team's penalty taker.
See, that's why
I won't give Rasmus Zegvi penalty to play in a game when we need to score goals. We need to score a goal just to either to win the game or to start.
No. Let's
and you need to bring Rasmus.
Where are you on the table? What's so important in the goal?
Every game is important, even if you're 20th on the table. Every game is important.
And yet we lost all. So
what are you saying?
You take that risk. Let Rasmus take the penalty.
He's not taking any penalty.
Okay, now let's actually dive a little bit further into what we need. Now, the reason we're pointing this out is that Bruno has never had any successful striker in his career in Manchester United. That's obvious. So, we had the likes of Pogba having almost 9 assists with just 1 goal in the season, giving all that to his strikers. But we have a midfielder who doesn't compete with the striker. So, I ask again, which striker do you think? Because as it stands now, we're actually go the next season again with Rasmus.
We're not going. We will not go with. Hopefully, Fingers crossed.
Yeah, because if I can tell.
we will not go with Rasmus. Hopefully.
Now I like that.
Because if we go with Rasmus, we'll suffer again. I'm never going to blame Bruno for any of our strikers' problem.
Okay.
Our strikers have positioning problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Shooting problem.
Okay.
Did you see the goal against? Who did we play? Where
They missed the
was it Lyon? Or I can't remember. No, was it Lyon? I can't remember the team. Almost missed the tapping.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see the game against Riso? Did you see the game against Riso Saida?
But was the one that passed that ball?
Everybody was getting goals and assists. Where was he? The only one, it was still Bruno who gave him that ball.
No, I think
he couldn't even shoot the ball.
I think at this point, the ball.
I'm hoping, hopefully, we are not starting next season walking down the tunnel with that 9 on Ojlund. No.
Okay.
Please.
So
I'm hoping.
I think there's more actually coming into this, and we're looking forward to a more productive season in 2025-2026. Now back to the last thing on the table is about the Ballon d'Or. Now it's quite interesting that Fabrizio is actually on a new spray with Yamal, having a fantastic season so far with his dancing and runs throughs, with all his crosses and his goals and his magnificent display in the football in the pitch. But with him crashing out in the Champions League, yes, he has a title and he has no much individual awards to his name. No has a scorer, no has an assist, no player of the tournament, and yet he's been pushed to be this best player. Even Rafinha has already dropped down the list. Who's supposed to be the front runner in this rating? Do you think there's a chance that Dembele and Rafinha and even Salah might lose out in this Ballon d'Or?
Dembele miss out on the Ballon d'Or for Yamal.
Yeah, to Yamal because he's
having a chance. He's having a chance with the Nations League. Is that why?
Exactly, because if he happens to win the Nations League, it's this a nation, this is a country. I think it brings up with his performance so far in the tournament, that should be making it like four trophies. Yeah. So is something
3 trophies, I think.
3 trophies.
Yeah.
Making now is something you can't overlook.
Right. So club side. Want to go with club side?
Yeah.
Dembele has beat everybody there.
Okay.
He's won the treble.
Yeah.
He's won the Champions League with good goals. Yeah. Like you can see the goal margin.
He's a player of the tournament for Champions League.
Player of the tournament.
Player of the season for La Liga, for League One.
I don't want to think the Nations League is going to make any difference.
We've seen that in the past. We've seen this situation happen in the past. We've seen
if it happens, it happens. Yeah. But I think Dembele is still going to win.
So now, give me your top 3 rating. And remember, we're talking about league. Salah won the league. Okay, highest goal scorer, highest assist, magnificent season. You can't see that anywhere. You can't even buy that in the market. Now, that is also a contender, and the way they're pushing it is as if that the English side is not even part of the discussion. It's not about La Liga teams.
At the moment, my rating is Dembele, Yamal, Salah. We also what happened. Liverpool dropped.
Yeah.
They only won the Premier League and the Carabao Cup, I think.
No, they won the Premier League.
That's what I mean. They won the Premier League and the Carabao Cup. They won 2 trophies.
It's not 2 trophies because Crystal Palace won. Crystal Palace won the. Newcastle won it.
Newcastle won.
Yeah, so they only.
It was just the league.
Yeah.
Just the league. Sorry about that. So they won the Premier League.
Premier League, yeah. So
just 1 trophy.
Just 1 trophy.
And
these guys
have
Dembele win with treble,
With treble, you have Yamal with 2 trophies.
Okay.
So I think Dembele is going to be there. So
but losing against Yamal also begs the question.
Losing against Yamal,
yes,
also makes the question in the Nations League.
Yes,
I don't see that as a problem.
It just has a problem.
I don't see it as a problem. I know everybody's gonna say, he's lost against Yamal. It was more or less like a Ballon d'Or type because he's playing from this side and you're on. But I think at the moment it's still balanced. So if if he wins the Nations League today,
yeah.
I don't know what that's going to change, but I don't think Dembele. I still think Dembele is going to win it.
He's going to win it.
Yeah,
okay,
I still think so.
So time will tell. This is what we're actually counting down. Lexi is going to win the Ballon d'Or as the time crunches. More controversy actually coming up. Who's going to take the title home? But I still actually go with you. I'm looking at having Dembele, having Rafinha, now having Rafinha and Salah. This is my new to the list. Rafinha second and Salah third. But things might actually change because his Ballon d'Or is why wouldn't be a Ballon d'Or without any controversy?
Exactly.
There's no Ballon d'Or. There's no Ballon d'Or. No controversy. So we're looking forward to that. So it's been a happy time having you around here. Steve, I must be really when I say I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Just to wrap this up, I want to know your view in terms of how do you think that the English last season as a whole, do you think the English league actually improved or actually they dipped as a whole, rating how both the points, the end of the league, every team was struggling? Yeah, what would you think happened last season?
I think it dipped though. It dipped though because Manchester City was always going dropped. I was expecting Arsenal to capitalize on that. Yeah. They kind of fumbled as well.
Yeah.
Liverpool, they tried, but I think in a very, very much competitive season, like it's always, like we always have when we have City firing,
everybody, Liverpool firing,
Arsenal firing. I don't think Liverpool was going to.
But they were struggling. But the good thing about Liverpool is they're firing because everybody know that they're not a walkover.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Things can happen, but they were.
So what I'm trying to say in essence is, this season we had the dip from City, and Arsenal struggled with all injuries and all, and they still tried. They made second place, but what I'm trying to say in essence is those seasons where we have City firing, Arsenal firing, where you see 90 points at the end of the season.
Yeah.
If it's that kind of a season, I'm not saying Liverpool winning it.
Yeah. So that means
it's a dip, but I think next season is going to be very competitive. Yeah,
I believe it is because every team now is going to there's no small team. Everybody has picked up. So
that's why
there's win everywhere.
Yeah, so that's why I think so. Next season is going to be really, really, really competitive again.
Yeah.
It's competitive still though, but
it's going to be really more worse than that.
Yeah.
So this is it. So that's all signing out with Steve right in the building in Blaqsport Podcast. So always please stay glued with Blaqsport Podcast on our social media platforms on Facebook, on IG, on X, and also you can also on LinkedIn, also on YouTube, and also go on our podcast platforms on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. You also have on you have the Amazon podcast, which is very, very interesting. Please, you can also listen to all the musics while you also listen to us in your ears. So please stay glued and don't forget it's BLAQSPROT. I am Insonet Uche on the wheel. I will be here still. See you next week as we continue of what is happening in the world of football. Have a wonderful evening. Ciao.
Bye.